Hey you guys, welcome back to Cornwall. Thank you for stopping by. Now yesterday I went out and had a little bit of a forage in the hedges because hey, I am the hedgecomber, kind of goes without saying really. So I gathered this little lot. I've got some sloes, some damsons, some elderberries, some haw-berries and some blackberries obviously. And today I'm going to turn these all into a delicious hedgerow jam. But in the meantime, come and have a little wander with me around the farm and see how I gather these goodies. Come on, foraging cat. Look at you, so pretty. Hi, you coming to help? Come on then. Oh, what's down in there? That's a big bunny. You gonna go and say hello? Now before we crack on with the jam, I didn't actually get round to thanking you guys for your feedback. When I had that whole conversation with you about, do I just stick this channel to camper van cooking, or how do you feel about me bringing my farm stuff into it more? It was unanimous. You guys wanted more of this and I haven't had a chance yet to say thank you for that feedback. It was brilliant hearing that. I was really surprised. I kind of thought you guys were all here for the camper van cooking, but it seems I was wrong. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully you're enjoying this whole foraging session that we've got going on at the moment. This will ease off, don't worry. This isn't just gonna be a channel about foraging. It's September in Cornwall. You can see our hedges, our fields, our woodland, our oceans, our beaches, they're full at the moment. So I kind of just wanna make the most of it while I can. And obviously if I can share that with you guys, then that's even better. So, the jam we're gonna make. I am certainly no master when it comes to making jam. In fact, I would say I've had more jammy fails than I have jammy successes. So this is very, very simple. And for all you jam puritans out there, you might wanna go and do something else right now because this video isn't for you. This is for you guys that have never made jam before, or like me that have just made it really, really badly. The two things that I would recommend, one is a jam sugar. This has the pectin in it already. You don't need to go and find anything else. You don't need to go and pick any apples. Everything you need is in here, and you can make jam with pretty much any fruit using this. And the other thing that I always use is a digital thermometer. This is my one from Thermapen. This video is not sponsored by Thermapen, for the record. It's just without this and without this, I would not be making jam today. I'd be making like a sweet slurry of fruit, which is still tasty, but it's not jam, let's be honest. So What we need, we've got 1 kilo, have we? Yeah, we've got 1 kilo of jam sugar here, which means we need 1 kilo of fruit. It's that simple. So before we do that, let me just show you what we've got. So in this bowl here, these are sloes. So these are from the blackthorn tree. It's very prickly business picking these blighters. You have been warned. And these here are damsons. So these are slightly bigger than the sloes, as you can see. The sloes actually look like blueberries, which is quite interesting. They do not taste anything like a blueberry. I dare you to eat one of these. These are elderberries. Now it's very important when you pick elderberries, you get off every single little twig, little stem, little leaf, everything at all. Oh, and you see that? There's a red berry in there. You only want to be eating the blackberries from the elderberry tree. There's a lot of toxins held in the rest of the tree, and actually you wouldn't want to eat these berries raw. They can give you quite a bad tummy as well, but cooked they're fine and they taste absolutely delicious. And obviously you all know your blackberries, and then over here we've got haw-berries, H-A-W, haws. These are from the hawthorn. So there's my little stash. Now I'm going to do a little mixy-matchy jam here. So what we need to do is weigh out 1 kilo. So let me turn this off. Let me grab my scales. And pop our saucepan on the scales. The blackberries have actually been in my fridge for 2 days, so I'm going to chuck all of these in because they're not going to last much longer. So blackberries and sloes. Now I don't always get a great haul of sloes, so I'm quite happy to find these, and I want this to be really slow and heavy. So let's see how much that is. Oh, 350 grams on those. I'm gonna add in, I think I'll add in all my, oh, it's quite a dilemma, isn't it? I'm probably not gonna be using my haws because I want them for another recipe that I wanna make up. So let's put all my elderberries in. Let's just go for it. In for a penny, in for a pound, eh? And then what we'll do is we'll top this up. We're at 415 grams now, so now we'll just top this up with damsons. And I can certainly use the leftover damsons in a straight damson jam or in a few other recipes that I've got up my sleeve too. So I'd be happy if I've got some of them left. Oh, 1,000 grams equals 1 kilo. Right, let's put them to one side, and also my, have you met my cookie floorboard? And then 1 kilo of fruit, 1 kilo of sugar jam or preserving jam. So we just tip that in too. I kind of feel like I need to give you some close-up action shots. So here you go, action shot. So what we want to do now is we want to cook this all together into kind of like a really sweet, fruity slurry. So we want the sugar to dissolve, we want the damsons and the sloes and the, what else do we use, elderberries and the blackberries, we want them all to break down. So do you make your own hedgerow jam? If so, would you please let me know in the comments below what your favourite fruit combo is where you live, wherever you are in the world. Do you have the same berries that we have here in Cornwall growing where you are? Do you use more exotic fruits? I would love to know. Now we're lovely and juicy in that pan, doesn't that look great? And at this point, what you need to keep an eye out for is sugar crystals on the back of the spoon. Now, as soon as you don't see any sugar crystals, we can bring that heat up and start to boil it. But in the meantime, we still want all of that sugar to dissolve first. Okay, I'm not seeing any sugar crystals there now. So now we can turn the heat up and let's bring that up to a boil. And I'm just gonna grab my penny because this could get messy. Isn't that beautiful? At this point, grab a small plate and pop your thermometer in. You want it to read 105, 103, 104, 105. So at this point, we can just pop a small dab onto the plate. Just let that cool. Once your jam's cooled down, if you then just kind of push your finger into it and it wrinkles up, then you're good. So we've reached 105 there. We've done the wrinkle test and it certainly tastes really lovely. So let's whack that heat off. Let's just let that calm down a little bit. Now when it comes to the stones in your fruit, you've got 3 choices. You can either sit and cut the stones out of your sloes and your damsons before you start cooking. That's probably the safest option, and if you're going to be giving this jam as a gift or to children, then that will probably be the best way to do it. However, I'm lazy, so I leave them in. So option number 2 is leave them in and skim out as many as you can. You'll see them floating on the top of the surface once your jam is cooked. They're kind of yellowish, or I suppose in this colour they look pink. but they're quite easy to oik out with a fork or a slotted spoon, and you can get rid of them that way. There will still be the chance, obviously, that you've got some in the jam, so please warn people that you're going to feed this jam to if that's the case. And then the third option is just to leave the stones in the jam. Now, personally, if this is for me in my kitchen and I'm the only one eating it, I have no problem with that whatsoever. But again, if you're going to be feeding this jam to anyone else, that's probably not the best way to go about it. Next up, get your jars. These need to be hot. Never pour a boiling hot jam into a cold jar. So these I've sterilised, I've run them through the dishwasher, and that sterilises an item anyway. And then I've had them sat in the sink, filled up with boiling water that's cooled as I've been making this, and I've just tipped that away. You're also going to need yourself a jam funnel. This really saves on the amount of mess that you would otherwise get. Ask me how I know. And then it's simply a case of pouring your jam into your jars. Then we're going to add some wax discs to the top. Oh, always easier said than done. And our cellophane lids. So here it is, my beautiful hedgerow jam. I hope you're going to give this one a go. Please let me know in the comments how you get on. So I've got some buttered sourdough here. So let's just have a little spread over here. There's one of those pips there. I'll make sure I get that one out. Oh yeah. That is insane. I've forgotten how good it tastes, seriously. You know how jams are just generally really sweet? Obviously this is sweet, it's got a lot of sugar in it, but it's also got that, kind of puckery taste to your mouth, which I know that's not a word. It's almost bitter, but not. It's the strangest thing, but it's just so good. It's like a bitter marmalade, that's what it's like. It does that mouth puckering thing that a good bitter marmalade does. I am very happy with that, my friends. Well, that's quite the treat, and guess what I'm going to be having for my tea tonight. As always, thank you for joining me for today's video. Please whack the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ding that little bell so you get notified each Wednesday when I upload my latest video. As always, if you're out foraging, please be safe. Make sure that you ID the plants correctly. One day I'll tell you a funny little story about my first ever foraging when I was about 3, and it ended up with me getting my stomach pumped in the local hospital. There you go. Let's hang on that thought. Keep it real, guys. Keep it safe. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday for my next video. Until then, mwah, over and out. I'm gonna eat all the jam. I am not even moving until this is all gone.